Hello everybody, my name is Poober, and I am one of the slowest, most methodical Factorio players that I know that has happened to make massive and beautiful endgame bases over hundreds of hours of gameplay. But today, I am planning on doing something a little bit different, and that is trying to compress the hundreds of hours of gameplay that I normally do with my Factorio series and compressing it into 8 hours of gameplay, or preferably much less, therefore completing the There Is No Spoon achievement and beating the game, which I've actually technically already done. I completed the game and got the achievement about a month ago. It was on my first attempt, which was actually only supposed to be a practice run. Therefore, I was not recording at the time, apart from about the last 20 minutes or so, which I will show you. I did it. But it was also basically following a step-by-step guide from Nephrem's speedrun tutorial, and so I felt like it wasn't 100% genuine because I wasn't doing my own designs or blueprints, so it didn't feel quite as legitimate as I want to achieve for this speedrun. Or speedrun is too generous a word. We're going to call it the No Spoon achievement, because speedrun, the achievement by Nephrem's, I think, is actually an hour 35 at the moment, or something close to that, which I know I'm not going to get anywhere near that number. In fact, my previous attempt, I only beat the game and got the achievement. It was pretty close and quite the nail biter towards the very end there in 7 hours, 53 minutes, and 59 seconds. So today, as long as I beat that previous record while using my own designs and blueprints and catching it on camera, which I am already doing that, then I'll be pretty happy with that series. So I think I'm off to an okay start so far. The goal, at least very early on, will be to get as much iron plate as possible. So I want to use the opportunity to get these little stone rocks that are nearby. Ideally, they would have a little bit of coal in them too, so let's see if we can find those to help supply some burner miners and furnaces here. But we'll want to get that up and running as soon as possible with some more burner miners onto coal, of course more onto iron, and then we'll do copper as well. We'll even do, I think, a couple for stone, but the priority will, at least very early on, be the iron ore mining. So let's build a couple more stone furnaces. Here we are. And I think this is going to be a series done over a couple of episodes. And I'm going to try and limit them to about half an hour each, give or take. May not be 100% half an hour each time. But I'm also planning on breaking it up into different segments for the game, because I do have a strategy to break up the Factorio phases according to different phases in the game. Like, for example, this phase I'm going to call 0.5 because it is the kind of very early burner city type phase here. And gosh, I'm already out of coal. Let's see if we can get a couple more coal rocks, which I think there's a big one over here. So burner city phase will be phase 0.5. That will basically be everything very early on, primitive setups of everything. And then phase 1, we will consider things like automation and red and green science, maybe all the way up through blue science, in fact. Phase 3 will probably be purple science, as well as increasing automation. We'll also have robots rushed. Well, I say rush, but in Poober world, that just means as quickly as possible for Poober. And then phase 4 will be kind of last minute factories, like low density structures, rocket control units, rocket fuel, that type of stuff. Let's see, can I fit another one there? No, I can't. All right, I feel like I'm already really lagging behind, although for starts, when it comes to my Factorio starts, this really isn't too bad quite yet. But there's not a whole lot of the coal rocks down, so I'm going to use a little bit of wood, which I'd rather save the wood for wooden power poles. But I think the trees nearby are a little bit more plentiful than it would be to walk around finding those big coal stone rocks. So we'll get these farmed. We'll eventually convert them into wood power poles once we can get some copper cable. But I think we'll also use this, and we'll prioritize getting some burner miners actually onto coal a little bit earlier than I normally would start that, I think. We'll do, let's just start with 2 feeding each other for now. Can I borrow a little bit of coal from here? I sure can. Here we go. That way we have these 2 burner miners basically kissing each other, and then I'm just going to control click to get the excess fuel from them. Let's keep carrying on with getting more iron plate to make more burner miners here. Now I can make 13 more in my pocket. We'll also want to continue making stone furnaces by hand too. And then once we get copper, we're going to prioritize also making the red science packs in my pocket as well. In fact, let's place a couple more down for iron. We'll do a bunch more though for coal. We'll change the way that's feeding and that's feeding. Pick up the excess. Put that in there. And basically we're just hovering over the furnaces and picking up the products within the furnaces without worrying about any inputs quite yet, or outputs quite yet rather. Put one more there for iron, and there's 8. So I want to get to about 10. But I don't think we can really have the fuel to support 10 quite yet. So let's get more burner miners onto coal if I can afford it, which I think I can. Here we go, and we'll do maybe 8 or 10 for coal as well. There's 6. There's 7. Change that. Change that. Good, good, good. Oh, this needs to feed into that. There we go. And if we can do 2 more, I'd be pretty happy. All right, they're all feeding into each other into one big loop. So eventually that will start to get more coal for us, but let's just continue feeding a little bit into iron plate. Just every little plate I can make helps. And then let's put one down for stone. We can make a little stone box like that. We'll grab a little bit more coal from here. And then we can start putting some down for copper, I think, at this point. Whoops. I meant to be feeding coal into that, not taking. We'll take the iron plate, though. We'll do a couple more burner miners, a couple more furnaces. And then we can start thinking about getting some power automated, or electricity, rather. Ideally, I would like that by about 12 minutes into the game. And then red science automated around 20. Although that might be a little too ambitious for me. We'll see. All right, there's copper plate started. We'll do one more furnace there. There we go. And now we're just going to keep taking from coal and feeding into our copper and iron miners. And then we can start building some science packs as well. Grab a little bit more stone, grab the iron. We can do some pipe, which we'll need. We'll also need the offshore pump for electricity, and then of course boiler and steam engine to even think about getting electricity up and running. Let's definitely continue supplying iron. Got a couple more burner miners. And I think this will be 10 exactly once I get the furnace down here. We're just over 7 minutes into the game now. I do have this timer up here so we can keep track. Whoops, let's do another one. We'll do 11. Let's get a boiler started as well. Oh, this guy is right smack in the way. Here we go. grab the iron plate now. Grab more stone as we walk by. This is a pretty good map seed. My only complaint so far, granted we're not even 10 minutes into the game yet, is the fact that there were so few of the coal stone rocks, which are really nice early game. Put that there. Alright, now we're getting in business here. We've got one pump. I'm going to build a couple more pipes. A couple more regular pipes too. We'll get that deleted. Put that right here. Combine our pipes now. Now I'm going to bring this over to the coal patch. That way I can actually put an electric miner down, and I don't have to worry about bringing belts to the boilers. I'm basically bringing the boilers to a miner. Or at least I will once I can get it built. But we'll put the boiler... let's do there, just in case. I want to make sure that the miner isn't accidentally picking up some stone with the mining as well, which it would have if I put it there. So we're going to put it here instead. We'll put pipe here. We need a couple more pipes, actually. We'll do miner there. We need to start building some power poles now, too. Build a lab. We'll grab more coal. And I've made a boo-boo, because we've already got a miner there. So we need water there. We'll do a power pole here and there. We need a steam engine, and voila! We have power in less than 10 minutes. Not too bad for my personal bests. Okay, so next thing, let's, we're already building the lab, so let's finish building some science packs, because we'll want to get automation started pronto. Let's finish adding some more coal in to feed these guys, and I think I'll keep Burner City up and running for a decent amount of time. Maybe not forever, but even once we get smelters up and running, it will be a nice way to supplement our products if needed. And of course we'll need more steam engines and boilers and things like that. But for now, we can go ahead and just plop our lab right there, plop in the science packs we have. We're building a couple more labs, but we can go ahead and start clicking on automation to be our first science. And then we're going to prioritize logistics next after this. And that way we'll be able to unlock things like underground belts, and splitters that will need to split off our resources. Let's finish grabbing a couple more plate resources. Another lab would be nice too, but we can definitely expand power just a touch. We'll do another boiler. Finish adding in some poles there. Add in our remainder of labs there that we have on me. And iron plate here. Gonna keep grabbing from that. Oh, and our stone miner is also out of coal. We'll give that some coal too. In fact, let's add to it. We'll add a couple more like that. And then we can... Oh, we're so close to having automation research done. Is our boiler done yet? Not quite. It's in progress. Here's another lab that we can add. There we go. That will help to speed it up. All right, not too bad. Automation done in about 11 minutes, 15 seconds or so. Let's do logistics next, which is this one here. Can I do one more steam engine just to... Oh, I've already apparently got one. That's okay. All right, now that we have automation done, let's go ahead and build some assemblers. I'm going to be using a for sure, like legit smelter setup, but I think this early on, I want to use just a couple inserters, and we'll pull directly from these furnaces here before we worry about a bus. The only downside is we'll have to just continue to hand feed some coal into here for at least a little while, but I would like to get at least some version of belts up and running. And thankfully we shouldn't have to worry about the biters in this map because I did lower the pollution spreading. So basically, since pollution won't spread, biters should never really come attack. But that will still allow for getting the achievement. And actually, first thing we'll automate will be furnaces, which we'll do here. Like that. Furnaces, there we go. We'll get a little box for them. And we'll cap this off at 4 stacks for now. Alright, not too shabby. Let's not forget to continue building things in my pocket here. Grab more coal, grab more of everything. More of our raw resources pretty much. But we can go ahead and place down this thing here. This can be gear wheels. We'll need to build a couple more things by hand, but we'll be able to get belts here pretty quick. Because this will be iron gear wheels, and then we'll pull iron from here. And that will actually be really nice to have. It's not beautiful, it's not, ratio perfect or anything like that, but it's at least something. And then we'll do a little box too, once things finish crafting in my pocket. Whoops. Okay. We're still getting some furnaces, which is good. Let's keep giving our miners some coal. We'll want to start building some electric mining drills also in my pocket. That way we can start thinking about getting a legitimate setup up and running. Alright, but there are belts automated, I think. Let's just add a little bit more power here. There we go. Alright, we won't worry about capping that off quite yet, because probably by the time that I can worry about a cap is when we don't really need that anymore. Okay, we'll get a little bit more copper plate, and then we can start setting up a legitimate bus. Alright, logistics is done. Next research, let's do the logistics science packs. Start researching that. We'll build a couple splitters, a couple underground belts by hand. Let's keep feeding what we need to with iron plate over here. Burner City is still working really nicely. And, oh, I've only got one more pack there. Still need to finish or continue working on building science packs in my pocket, at least until we get that automated. All right, as far as where my smelters and bus is going to go, it's going to be going here in this section, so I do want to start clearing out some trees just so I have room for everything. And also we'll need the trees for power poles anyway. So it kind of serves a dual purpose of doing this. All right. And I do have blueprints ready to go also according to their phase. So this is eventually going to go into some power. I've got a miner set up also, 15 miners to fully compress a yellow belt worth of products. But here is what I'm going to be using for a smelter block. Just pretty standard, actually. Let's go ahead and place it, let's see, right, let's see. We'll do here for iron, and then we'll do this one for copper. And I want to leave some room up here to finish adding in a couple more steam engines, and things like that. In fact, let's add another boiler while I'm here. Let's grab the little bit of belt that I have available, and then we can start placing down some miners. Let's see, so this is iron. Iron's going to come up from all the way over here. And we'll have to work around this, so we'll put that there and some miners along here. Probably have to get rid of this guy, so let's just do that now. There we go. All right, 2 automated miners down for iron. Grab the belt that is in there, only 65. We can place the 14 packs into the labs there to actually do some work for me. We'll put the splitters down now as well. We're going to have coal feeding from this direction over here from, actually, yeah, from the side, like this. So we'll need some miners for coal as well, which we can just extend from over here, like that. We'll take my underground belts, like that, and there we go. That can continue on. And voila, there's going to be the bones of my smelter setups here. This one, like I said, will be copper. We'll need another couple splitters just to help to balance that off. And then we can start placing down the furnaces here for iron. I don't have to fully fill in this blueprint. The priority will be to just finish the output line so that we can start getting our output into a designated bus area, and then from the bus we can start planning where my supply depot is going to be going. But I'm honestly not feeling like we're off to too bad of a start. We're not even 18 minutes in yet, and it's already looking like things are in motion and some plans are getting made, which is encouraging. And I've already got a couple more splitters, which is good. So this one can go here for the copper, and I already need some more belts. And I definitely need some inserters, which are not close to being automated yet because inserters require green circuits, which green circuits require automation of copper, which we're not there quite yet. So I think if we can kind of get these smelter blocks up and running for both copper and iron basically at the same time, we'll be in okay shape. So I'll grab those, grab that. My furnaces are coming along nicely. Feed more coal back into my burner city. Add more for coal production. There we go. And then we can place down also a couple miners for copper. Like so. We can do underground belt like that. And then join it up over here. Okay, now it just needs some power. I am not a great Factorio multitasker. So talking and playing at the game is hard. Planning and playing with the game is hard. Ooh, there's a coal stone rock that I missed. We'll grab that. Let's keep crafting some red science packs. How come there's no power? Oh, because I don't have this hooked in quite yet. We can do that. I'm trying to multitask also with power over here because I would hate to run low on that. Boiler like that. We'll continue the lines for copper and coal, and then this line for iron and coal. And power here, 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 and here. Oh, and then we'll hook it up all the way up here. Whoops, one more connection right there. Perfect. Grab the belt while we're here and craft a couple more packs. Keep adding down our lines, but also some inserters by hand needs to get done. All right, there is the line finish for copper. We should start to see a very tiny amount of copper plate trickling down. Oh, let's finish giving at least these four some power. Need to keep making some more wooden power poles in my pocket. And then iron plate, we basically just need to supplement via adding in more furnaces. We'll finish filling in this smelter block, and then we can start getting a more legitimate bus and start automating other things too. We'll suck up the copper that we have available. We'll need to grab a couple more furnaces, but this is mostly filled in at this point. Not too bad. And how is research coming along? We're about a third of the way there. Oh, let's grab the furnaces while I'm up here. Grab those guys. Definitely need more production of belts, which I don't think we'll get truly until more inserters are automated and, you know, more of our smelter block is automated. But definitely I can for sure appreciate people that can do this very quickly, like nephrons and anti-elites. It is hard to do, let alone do this quickly and talk at the same time. All right, we're making some progress. Slow but steady. So let's finish this belt of iron plate all the way down. We've at least got a couple of these set up, kind of, sort of. Not too many, but I at least want to get just a couple. Let's grab a couple more belts, though, from my tiny little automated area. Right there. So we'll finish the line that will be connecting up with our main bus, and then let's see if we can automate other things down here. Green science should probably be, or excuse me, not green science, but green circuits should be pretty soon. Let's think about this. Let's do iron over here. We'll join up copper over here. And we'll have copper and iron start a main bus, I think, in this general area. I also want to get iron gears and green circuits also onto the main bus line, which I don't normally do iron gear wheels, but so many early products require them that it just seems to make sense for this type of run-through. So let's see. Let's do iron gears first. And actually what I want to do, let's have iron gears feed like this. And we'll have it output here, and then we can have a split off right here. Oops, we can put that down a little bit. There we go. And then underground. Oh, let's underground the other things. We'll do that there. But that way, green circuits and iron gear wheels kind of meet up like that, and that way they can feed both into red science and green science a little bit later on. Let's see. So assemblers I definitely need, but I'm already lacking an iron plate. Oh, but I've got some right here, which is nice. Really, really nice to have. Okay, so that will be iron gear wheels. We'll put green circuits over here. Let's move this up by a tile. Because we'll have copper plate feed into a copper wire assembler there, and directly insert into an assembler here for green circuits. And this is a 1-to-1 ratio, but that is fine for this early in the game. And then I do want to, I think, buffer these, which I want to do into a box. So we'll have iron plate coming from here. We'll output into a box like this early on, and then we can put green circuits, or green circuits right there. And I guess we'll underground that, and that should work, I think. Let's just hook everything in. We'll put the recipe in here. Let's not forget, keep automating things in my pocket. That will go there. We'll need an underground belt to feed copper finishing down the line. Oh, shoot, we'll also need to add another splitter if we're going to carry on the iron plate down the line as well. But here will be the iron gear wheels outputting like that. And then copper cable power right there. Oh, let's finish on putting in the power poles, and that way we'll have some power. And we'll just do that by putting into the smelter block. Okay. Things are getting powered. Let's add in the power over here for, let's see, what do you call it? Green circuits. We'll output, we'll do something funky like that. There we go. All right. Is it great? Probably not, but will it get the job done? Yes, it will. All right, so we'll just do a splitter here. Not that I can afford it. We're definitely going to have to get better furnacing of the iron ore, which basically we just need the inserters and belts to really amp that up. Let's go ahead and grab the ones we have available up at the tiny little automated area we have up here. We'll also put these in. Actually, let's move that. We'll move it down to where we're working. And why? Oh, these are out of... Is that already out of... Oh, gosh, dang it. That's not very helpful. Okay, let's put coal into here. These are probably the most important furnaces right there because... Or the, yeah, the furnaces because they output into that assembler. That's running okay. All right. We've got a little bit more belt. We really don't have too many inserters. But we'll move that in this direction to continue on with green circuits, which we can just continue on indefinitely for now. We'll put in a box there, and that way we can buffer in our green circuits because you can never have enough of those guys. Finish adding in the belt there for copper. All right. Great, so now I think we'll put in red science to go here. Continue the bus line there. We need more assemblers. Automating assemblers would be really nice next. Okay, hurry up. Although automating our science would be also really nice. So maybe we can do that real quick too. So red science just takes... Oh, actually, no. We're going to do belts next and inserters next. Just to increase our production of those things. So this will be belts. And we can pull from there. Although... I'd like to move everything up by kind of a tile or so. There we go. Alright. We'll grab like that. This will be belts. This will be inserters. We've got the iron plate feeding into that, but we do need the iron gear wheels and the green circuits coming through here. Like that. I think we'll have to do a couple underground belt things to feed everything that I need to. We'll continue copper along that way. Iron plate along that way. That will carry on that way. Let's see. Power we need. But then we'll have it output directly like... Oh, let's see. Like this? Yes. I think this will work. Oh, I'm out of power poles. Power poles there. Okay, and then that way we can use a long-handed inserter to output onto the same line as the belts, just like that. That'll be perfect. And what is it missing? Oh, it's missing iron plate because I just don't have enough production. All right, so basically we're going to use these resources to finish improving production of our iron smelting primarily. We've already got 17 inserters. That's not enough to finish out the block, but it's at least enough to improve it by, I think, a ton. We'll also need more belt to finish this smelter block too. And we're just about to hit the 30-minute mark, which is nowhere near close to a record at all, especially since I've kind of halted our labs. But we're gonna put those in here. I just wanted them closer by. And I can continue making some by hand too. Do I have any belts I can grab yet? Yes, I do. It's nice having things automated. All right, keep adding in inserters. Keep adding in belt. It'd be nice to have a fully functioning smelter block. Ooh, not that I have a whole lot of iron ore coming in anyway to feed that. Let's see if we can help this along. This we can get rid of now. And instead get rid of that and have it go solely into our miners. And it will take 15 miners, I think, on each side to fully compress the yellow belt. I don't think we can afford that quite yet, but this should be able to be expanded upon upwards. We'll borrow these inserters now that we don't need them anymore. And let's just keep making inserters and belts like that. put these guys in there. Help finish the research for green. And then this will be red science here. And we'll do 5. And then I think we'll do green science right here. We'll do 6 of those just for our early game ratios. Red science, we'll need iron gears, which are conveniently right here anyway. So we'll do something like this. To pick up the iron gears, we'll do a splitter to get the copper plate that we need. Let's give it some more power. There we go. We can use some yellow inserters just to pick up the copper plate. We will output, actually, let's output onto the same line, which I know is a little funky for me, but this should work. That way we make most use of our resources and our space right here. Not that we have any copper plate coming in because of a missing underground belt right there. All right, but that will actually solve automation of red science. And actually, I think that is the perfect place to end this first episode with having that done in just about half an hour. We still have, of course, so much more to do, but thank you guys for joining me for this first episode of my There Is No Spoon achievement run, and I will be seeing you guys very soon for episode 2.